Fucking boo.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fucking Boo Bombing Stories with Big Irish J. And my guest today, good buddy of mine, he has a special out on Amazon Prime called Part-Time Famous, Carlos Anthony. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? I don't know why I did this.
Yeah, Mike, you run for Congress. So
What's going down, man?
what is your bombing story?
Hey, man, as a comic, we should have multiple bombing stories,
yeah.
but there's always one that stands out in your imagination, not even the imagination, because it was fucking reality. In your reality, that just kind of is quintessential to the bombing of a lifetime. And mine was earlier on in yeah, man, listen, this is wait for this one. This was so I'll set the stage. I'm gonna give it little pieces, man. This was in front of 2,500 people at the Bronner Brothers hair show in Atlanta, Georgia.
Fuck.
And so if you know anything about it, this was early on in my career. So man, we're probably knocking on maybe 17 years.
Okay. All right. And go on. You were saying about the hair show. For people that don't know about it, go ahead.
Exactly. For people who don't know about the Bronner, I think it's Bronner Brothers hair show. It is a fully Black event where we come together to talk about the weaves and the new hairstyles and watch barbers do their thing. But this was like a convention. And so it's people from everywhere that come in for this particular event, and it's major. And so my barber at the time was like, "Hey man, you do comedy, man. I saw a couple shows, man. I'm gonna get you on the show." I'm thinking, "Oh man, shoot, this is dope." Again, I preface this by saying I'm early on in my career, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, man, this shit easy. This is nothing. He's like, "How much time you over to do?" It was like maybe 25, 30 minutes. It's like, "Oh, cool. I got that." Just like everyone does. Oh, I got that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So no preparation for this. I thought I was just gonna go up there and start talking. But let me backstory this. I told you my barber set this up, right?
Right.
So this was back in the days with my hairline. For those of you, I don't have a hairline now. It's completely gone. But this was when my hairline was starting to fade over in the corners. This was in the Steve Harvey time. Where you had the whole where you could get this was unit. Before you get a unit or you could just spray it in. Spray it in. They call it Beijing. And so I was like, hey man, listen, I can't go on stage in front of 2,500 people and murder if my hairline ain't right. So go ahead and hook me up. Spray me up, get me together.
I already can imagine where this is gonna go, but I can't wait.
Oh, well, yeah. So I was like, spray me up, put me together. So my hairline was crisp. I mean, man, the line was man, it was on point. I had about the same little beard now. He had this all lined up. I was like, man, I'm about to go kill him. Oh man, listen, easy. Have my whole outfit ready.
So I'm sorry to interrupt you. I was going to say that actually answers one of the questions I was going to ask you is when you're saying that the hairline was starting to go, but you were still trying to hold on to it.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. It was at that stage where I was right into because I was like, I know this is getting bad. My hairline is going further and further back. My barber doesn't have to come around to the front to cut it. It's a problem. And so now, so now I'm like, okay. So he hooked me up, got the outfit, arrived at the show. And like I said, it's packed. But it's on one of those big ass stages where it's high up and the people go way back and they had the two big screens on the side so you could see live what's going on stage. So I get up, the host gets up there, he does his little time. It was okay. I get up, just start talking. Dead silence. I told you, how many people did I say it was, Big J?
2,500.
20 minimum. Not a sound was going on. I don't even remember what my
I was gonna say, so they're being perfect for a perfect audience for like a seminar.
Absolutely.
Very quiet. They're listening, but they're not laughing.
Quiet, but ain't not a laugh in the building. Not a laugh in the building. It was complete silence. So this was probably, I told you I had to do maybe 25 to 30 minutes. I was probably a good 2 or 3 minutes in and I started sweating because a dude yelled out, "Hey man, this dude sucks. But
And
the
and
stage
it's so quiet, so everybody can hear that, right?
oh, they heard it perfectly clear. They heard it perfectly clear. And the lights were so bright that I could not see past the first 2 rows, and it came further back. And so I couldn't say you can't
You're just
help
getting s
can't say nothing to somebody you can't see.
right.
So I'm yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know why you said that, man. Uh,
That's crazy, man. Shit is crazy here.
it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here.
It's fucking
It's,
crazy just over and over again.
it's,
Wow.
by this time, so I'm trying to move to find the angle so I can at least see who said it. So I can at least try to come back. I can say something. But the spotlight was following everywhere you went. So again, now I can't see him. The spotlight is on. I'm sweating now. I'm like, I don't know where to go with this. And by that time I had a towel in my head. And I was like, okay, man, you gotta pace yourself. I'm probably 3 or 4 minutes in. Wipe the sweat off your head and let's try to regroup. Take the towels.
Oh,
Oh boy,
no.
yeah, it's crazy out here, ain't it?
That's what I
Whole
was
head.
wondering was if that happened. So your whole hairline is now in your towel.
It's coming down. It's coming down my forehead. And if you look at the big screens on the side, you can see because I was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's coming down. It's coming down. It looked like licorice, melted licorice was starting to come down. And of course, by that time, people are starting to notice what I'm noticing because they're looking at the screen.
Yeah.
So by that time, they're laughing now because they're like, oh, wow. And somebody yelled out, "Hey man, I think your hairline is fake. You need somebody to hook you up." Man, it was just like an onslaught from there. Everybody started laughing and talking amongst themselves, but they weren't laughing at anything I was saying, Jay. They was laughing because my whole hairline was coming down my forehead at that time. So I think maybe I tried to last another 6 or 7 minutes, if that. But I was like, all right, y'all. I think that's my time. I think that's my time. I literally walked to the back. At that time, I
Oh,
think I was
fuck.
dating a married. Walked down the little steps, ran to the back, washed all that shit out my head, and then tried to walk out into the audience and act like I didn't even know who that was on the stage.
Yeah,
So
I would have instead of going to the bathroom, I'd just walked out the exit and just been like,
I should have. That was the only time I've ever cried during comedy. Like I literally
"Oh,
cried in the car
shit."
because I literally had to ride in the car with. I think it was my wife at the time. Ride in the car. It was just dead silence. You know that dead silence, like you don't. Nobody can say anything. You can't talk to me, and I don't want to
Oh,
hear
yeah.
anything. So I'm just riding in the car, like, and I've a little that little single tear. But
Dude, so that's what before you started the story, that's what I was curious if that was gonna be, or if you, like, started sweating and it came down. So, until
yes,
you didn't feel it at all. You
mm-mm.
didn't know until you wiped with the towel.
I didn't feel. I knew I was sweating because
Right, right.
it was heating up in there. I was like, man, I'm
Yeah,
bombing,
you
so I didn't know
flop
where to go
sweat.
with it. So I was like,
Right.
right. So I'm like, okay. So I was like, no, I didn't notice it until I looked down at the towel. I was like, wow, this is really happening. And I'm like I said, I
Wow.
looked up at the screen.
I'm just laughing because like comics,
Yeah,
wow and crazy. That's crazy. Wow.
yep,
Oh, for
yep.
real? Oh, that's
Man,
good.
who in here drink water? Start yelling out anything. Where to give it up for the
Fuck.
troops?
Was
But
there
yes.
any other comics on the lineup?
Oh yeah, it was several other comics on there, and they didn't say nothing to me. Matter of fact, I think oh my god, I forgot his name. I hate to say, I forgot his name, but one of the dopest comics out of Atlanta. Man, he just all he did was one of these looks for like I was coming off.
That's not Cool Bubba.
No, Sean.
No.
I can't remember Sean's last name to save my
Sean
life
Jones?
right now. No,
Okay. I know
damn,
Sean Jones, but
he kicked my
it
ass
doesn't
if you
matter.
do. I
Yeah.
forgot his name. Larkin, Sean Larkins,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sean
And that
Larkins.
now, did they all do okay?
Oh, Sean murdered. Sean murdered. He's a fucking killer.
Now,
And so
where were you in the lineup?
I was first. I was
Oh,
first.
Fuck.
So the host did well, and then I went up and ate it, and then Sean went up and murdered, which I to this day I don't think he even remembers that because it was so long ago, man. But I don't think I thought the quintessential black comic would come up and roast the dude. It just got
Right.
out. I don't even think he said anything about it because I mean, what was left to be said? It was already done.
Sometimes I won't, like, if somebody like bombs badly, sometimes I won't like, roast them or address it just because I'm like, they took enough of a beating. I don't need to fucking add to it. Sometimes you have to, though, like, to reset
All
the
right,
room and shit like that.
absolutely,
But God, that's fucking brutal.
man.
Now
Listen,
in the moment,
mhm.
now where you've been doing stand up how long?
Over 18. I'm coming
Oh,
up on
oh,
19 years now. Yeah.
okay. So 18, 19 years. Now if let's say this was happening to you now. I mean, I know you don't do the hairline shit or whatever, but somehow it's happening to you now. How would you handle it differently now versus then? Like you're at the part where you
Mhm.
swipe and you see it. What would you do now versus how you handled it then?
Well, first of all, I think I'm more prepared now, and I think that was the key back then. Is I came into this game like a lot of people do, and they like, man, I know this, man. I'm funny with my friends. I'm funny at the little water cooler, so man, I can go up here and just talk about whatever. It's not like that. So now I think I'm more prepared to deal with the downtime that happens when it starts getting quiet, or people start getting restless. You try to switch it up and at least try to maybe engage them, not from a heckling standpoint, but just, hey, man, where you from, and then try to pull
Yeah.
something out of you. But I mean, it's preparation, man. People think we don't prepare to be on stage. You have to prepare to be on stage. So,
Preparation and perspiration for you.
man, listen, shit, I was sweating profusely. It says we're gonna use all the P's.
Yeah, yeah. The three P's:
Right,
preparation, perspiration, and profusely. Uh,
profusely. But
yeah.
yeah.
Now, what would you from that? I mean, you kind of answered it with that, but what would you? I mean, immediately afterwards, you're not thinking about like, okay, what did I learn from this? You're just like you said, you're in the car going, did I
Mhm.
make the wrong career choice? What am I doing with
Absolutely.
my life? Oh, I do. I've been there. I think I've told it on this on the bombing podcast about I had a like there was there's been different comics that are mentors to us as you're coming up, and there was this one
Mhm.
comic that when I moved from Boston to Seattle, he was like a local headliner around Seattle. So he would take me out to feature. I say feature in quotes because he would tell me he would say, do as much time as you can. I'll cover the rest. So sometimes I'd be doing only like 10 minutes, 12 minutes or something,
Right,
and then
right.
he would cover the rest. But I remember we came back from one show and I had a bad set and he crushed. And I remember, and we were roommates at the time, and he was in his room, I was in my room, and I remember just sitting there laying in my bed, just going, at the age I'm at right now, is this I might have really fucked up my life. What am I doing with my dude? It was like depression, man. It's
Right.
fucking
Yeah.
it. So I say all that to say, like, obviously in the car with your wife and not talking isn't the time, but uh, did you, a few days later or a few weeks later, did you
Mhm.
reflect and what did you learn from it?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, it took my barber to kind of pull me out that funk because I was like, man, because again, I had thought I let him down. I was like, man, because he was talking it up. He had come to a few shows, so he's like, man, you just got to get back to it.
Mm,
So it was one of those situations where it was like, man, how bad do you really want it? How
yeah.
bad do you really want to be in this game? How bad do you really want to progress and get better? Because it's gonna happen. So he was like, "Man, you just got to get back out there." He was like, "I believe in you, man. I'm gonna keep cutting your hair and joking with you." I was like, "Well, you the one that fucked me up."
Yeah, yeah. You should be giving me fucking free cuts, god damn it.
Right, right, right. Because you didn't tell me you could dry that stuff in. I didn't know you could be dried in at the time. He just sprayed it on. But
Dude,
the lesson was just, man, just you got to get back on the horse, man, and just try to work it out.
yep. And dude, what's funny is I have alopecia areata. There's two alopecias.
Hmm.
One's like you get no hair, and then there's ones where you get like these little circles where hair just stops growing, it comes and goes.
Hmm.
When I would get those spots, sometimes I'd get them in my beard, sometimes in my head. And if I got them in my beard, I used to use like it was like an eyeliner. And I would color it in, and then I'd take a brush and brush it. but luckily, because especially when I was at my fattest, I would sweat all the time, and I had a black towel usually, but every once in a while I have a white towel, and if I'm wiping my face, and then I would fucking look at it and be like, okay, but it never smeared.
Right.
Thank God. Fucking,
Well,
thank God.
you wasn't sweating profusely. That's why.
Oh no, I was, dude. I'd be sweating profusely as people were bringing me up. On my fattest, I'm like, I need
hilarious.
a towel.
Man, listen,
dude, that is fucking. And I'm also. Did any of it get on like your clothes?
Oh yeah, man! It was an outfit I was gonna take back. I think I had like on this white shirt with some little sparkle and shit on there. I thought that was oh man, yeah, no, it was. I was going all the way in. I had this white shirt with the little shirt out, the halfway chest open. I was like, man, I'm about to give everybody the business, man. It was black stuff all on the collar, and it was dripping down the front. I was like, yeah, it was dripping. It was dripping down. That's how fast it was coming down.
I would love you know what you should do is make it your goal to go back there and now or at some point and be like, okay, things are different now, and like I need to get some revenge on that
absolutely set. It's funny you say that, because I didn't even think I've thought about it off and over. Did you say that? Because that show is still going. Matter of fact, we just had it maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
so dude. It would be dope, man, to go back and be like, all right, man, I owe y'all one now.
Yeah, you can even tell that story. Be like, last time I was here 15 years ago or whatever, and oh fuck, dude, that's great.
Yes.
Excuse me. You have on if somebody's listening to this, Carlos has on here his social media, which is at comedian Carlos, and then what shows do you have coming up? And I'll give your website and all that, and anything you want to plug for the people listening.
Yeah, we about to. I'm looking forward, man. We about to rock out and might drop in San Diego tomorrow and Saturday, and then we might drop Mania in Mesa.
I would never say it that way.
One of them.
As a white person, I would never call it Massa. Fucking Jesus Christ. Mesa, Arizona. Jesus. Trying to get me fucking canceled.
Say
what
it
you guys
again.
can do? Oh, I'm taking Carlos, Massa. What? Fucking what? Mesa. Now you got me all Mesa, Arizona. That show's at 5, by the way. On
6.
Sunday. Is it 5 or 6?
Oh, did they move? I think it's at 6, because I looked it up because somebody was trying to come out, and I was like, "What time is it?" And I looked it up on the website. I think it's at 6 o'clock.
Okay, all right. I'll double check.
We'll give another hour. Yeah.
And what any other than the shows this week, which I appreciate it, but other shows you got coming up? What's your website? All
that? It's on the website parttimefamous.com. But next week I'm headlining in Mill Creek Mill Valley, just up from San Francisco, at the Throw Rock Theater, and then also in Oakland. I'm headlining in Oakland on next Wednesday as well. But all this is on the website. And then we're bringing back Part-Time Famous. Pass the Mic, which is my show, is coming back, but it's coming to Wise Guys Comedy Club on March the 24th. So it's a lot. March is filled up, so that's a good thing.
That's dope. And the website's Part-Time Famous, and you have a special on Amazon Prime called Part-Time Famous. So
that is correct.
Yeah, if you check Carlos out, check out his special. Let him know you heard him on the Bombing podcast, and I'm going to be at those shows with Carlos. We're going to be at those shows, and then I'll be and St. Patty's Day weekend I'll be in Boston at Laugh Boston. Weekend after that, which is I think like the 22nd, that weekend I'll be in Connecticut at the City Steam Brewery, the Brouhaha, and you can go to Big RSJ for tickets. And until next time, you'll love how we leave this, Carlos. By the way, thank you for doing this. And
I appreciate it, man.
We always say to the listeners, "Bomb voyage." Oh, fucking boo. Bombs away. Is that better? Fucking, I'm out of here. All right, thanks, Carlos.
Fucking boo.